everybody, welcome back to another episode of She's Got the Lead. I'm back in the DMV, which means that I'm here with my dad. And in our last video, we decided to talk about our NFL preseason predictions for playoffs and the Super Bowl and division winners. But in today's video, with playoffs right around the corner, we are going to be talking some mid-season failures and look back at our predictions from last video and see what we would change. My first pick that I would want to change is definitely going to be the AFC East. We're going to take a look back at what I said. Honestly, I'm going to go with the Jets. I think a lot of people are expecting to see what Aaron Rodgers does this season, and I think he's going to do great. In the AFC South. Okay, so clearly I picked the Jets to win this division. And we seen in the first game of the season, Aaron Rodgers went down after 4 snaps. And he tore his Achilles, and it's not looking good for them. They actually just lost today against the Dolphins on Black Friday. That, honestly, if Aaron Rodgers would never got hurt, I feel like they would have. But I want to touch back on the Bills because I said that this was like the hardest division in football at the moment, and I take that back too. But I just want to talk about Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills and what's going on. Honestly, Josh Allen is not living up to the hype of what he's supposed to be at. I feel like he is another Dak Prescott. He just chokes when it's time to get to playoffs. But this season, it's just like completely, they're just missing their footing. They're like not making any steps into being into the playoffs. He can't connect with Stephon Diggs. They're having a lot of controversy. Stephon Diggs wants out. And as a quarterback, I just feel like you're not supposed to be having your own problems. Like, his problems are the interceptions. You're having your own problems, and you're just sitting here like, you're frustrated within yourself, but your frustration is showing towards the team. And you could see that when they play, they're not playing together. And they're just a very much injury-prone team overall.
I ain't just talking about the injuries too, because a lot of this falls on the head coach, and it falls on Josh Allen. Josh Allen, he wanted the receiver. They went and got Stephon Diggs for him, so they're putting the players around him to make it better. But it's not the receivers. It is not like the injury prone. It's Josh Allen. He's the quarterback. So all this falls on his shoulders. And the quarterback, when they win, they get all the accolades, they get everything. So when you lose, they should get what they get into. So
yeah,
I put everything on Josh Allen. To your offense, I mean, you know what I'm saying, to your defense, it's not offense, to your defense, Aaron Rodgers did get hurt.
Yeah, so. I think that if Aaron Rodgers never got hurt, it would have been neck and neck. Like, the Bills would have been third. Like, it would have been neck and neck.
I would have liked it, yes. I would have liked to see that.
And my second pick, I necessarily didn't pick terrible. But, I picked the Jaguars to win the AFC South, but I did want to just touch on the Texans. I had no idea that CJ Stroud would be having the performance that he's having, and I'm really happy to see that. Yeah, like early Rookie of the Year or MVP of the league, he's doing very well. I think he's doing better than most people expected him to do because all the controversy with him and Bryce Young, you know, being best friends, Bryce Young going to Alabama, CJ Stroud, during the draft, it seemed like he had more controversy, like he would be struggling a little bit more. And we kind of see the roles flip. Of course, that's not, you know, they're friends, so I'm not going to put them against one another, but CJ Stroud is definitely having a great season. I think he was the missing piece, and he beat the Steelers, so I think they look really good.
Well, it was a stepping stone, so I see that, but they're rookies, so.
They beat us bad.
No, I ain't, okay.
So, just wanted to shout out CJ Stroud, and those are my picks. So now we're on to my dad's picks.
49ers too. 49ers is a solid team, but they can't find a quarterback right now. So I'm going with the Seahawks, and I think Geno Smith is about to take this team to a different level. Okay.
Now, on that note, this is the pick that I would like to change. I did say I like the 49ers. I did say that. And I picked the Seattle Seahawks. Now, I thought Geno Smith was going to be the one to get him over the hump. But I should have known. Geno been around a lot of teams. That was my bad, putting so much faith in truly a good backup. Geno's a good backup. So I had to go back. I would have went all the way in with the 49ers. And once again, I didn't think Brock Purdy would be like this. Brock Purdy's pretty good. He's a pretty good quarterback. So that would be the pick I would change.
And Mr. Irrelevant is definitely relevant.
My favorite division, AFC North. That being bad, I'm going with the Steelers. I say they no good. I mean, my Steelers is looking like this is Kenny Pickett's second year and he's ready to take that jump. They put great receivers around.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we said, yeah. This is my second pick that I would change, and it hurts my heart to say that, but we was at minicamp, we was there seeing the Steelers, we was seeing what we could have been. We was seeing what we could have been. Now, once again, this don't all come back to Kenny Pickett. This don't all come back to Kenny Pickett. We already know what goes down with this. But this is one of my picks. If I had to go back and change, I would change this.
I am not biased. I had the Ravens and I was correct. But I do want to ask you, I feel like the entire city of Pittsburgh is kind of feeling this. Do you think Kenny Pickett is our guy?
You know what? What I want to do is give Kenny Pickett a fair shot. Kenny Pickett is a good quarterback, but we never can see what he can do because of our offensive coordinator. First of all, with Matt Canada. Matt Canada and they're doing plays that we could have drawn up. Like, we see the plays. You know what's coming. You know, no deep passes down the middle. You're not using the tight end. Just the receiver to the outside is run, pass. Nothing spectacular. So we can't judge Kenny Pickett on this offensive coordinator. I would like to see Kenny Pickett in the offense that spreads the ball around. We have the weapons. We had the running backs. We had the receivers. We had the tight ends. We have everything. This needs some help on the offensive line, but we have everything else. We have a great defense. So I can't put all this on Kenny Pickett. So with that being said, I need to see what Kenny Pickett can do with a good offensive coordinator. Byron Leftwich, we come from there.
To touch on what we're talking about with Pittsburgh Steelers, of course, in the media, we have seen all of these fire Matt Canada chants, and if you're a Steelers fan, you were definitely everywhere screaming fire Matt Canada, and the Pittsburgh Steelers finally reached their point where they have decided to let go of offensive coordinator Matt Canada. I mean, I think that it's a good thing that they fired Matt Canada. I don't think we were able to actually see the potential that these young guys have around us. I believe that these past two drafts, since we got Kenny Pickett, George Pickens, we kept Deontay Johnson around, and even our picks this year, we focused on defense, Patrick Peterson, Joey Porter Jr. I think that the Steelers did their job as far as in the upper area to bring people around Kenny Pickett and build us, but since we still weren't making any changes as far as the offensive coordinator, I think that we have the potential to actually finish out this season and be a high playoff contender, because every team that faces us, they realize, like, okay, they're mediocre, but we are a great team. Our defense is good. When Kenny Pickett is able to do what he needs to do and have the freedom, we see all of those plays that he can make within the fourth quarter.
The Steelers, and this is another thing about Matt Canada. I never want to see nobody lose their job, but if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to get fired. And he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. Put it this way. If we score 24 points in most of the games that we played, we win. The defense keep teams under 20 points. You know, Cleveland just beat us with 13. Mm-hmm. So our defense does what it does. It was our offense. So everything falls on our offense. Besides San Francisco beating us the way they beat us, every other team, we win.
So my other question would be, why do you think we kept Matt Canada around so long? Because we seen him up in the box, and, you know, we're like, okay, that's not working. Our wins were wins, but we were never satisfied. Like, they were just like, okay, we won. Whew. Like, it was a relief that we won. But then we see him come down on the field. We think it's changing. We think Tomlin's stepping in finally to do something. Why do you think we even allowed all these steps just to keep him around?
Well, one thing about the Pittsburgh Steelers organization, which is a great organization, is the way that they do things around in Pittsburgh is like hard work. So they didn't want to give Matt Canada the job, the opportunity just to rip it away from him. So they gave it a chance. And then that's one thing they do. Like even the Rooney Rule, they gave Tomlin the chance to show that he's a head coach. They try to do the same thing with Matt Canada, Mike Tomlin, which is a very stand-up guy, and he's loyal. So his loyalty went a little bit too long. It went a little bit too long to where it affected the team.
Yeah.
And you seen it start to trickle down to the players. So that's what you didn't want. You didn't want to be demoralizing the players, and even us at home when we watching the games, it wasn't exciting like we used to watch it.
Yeah.
We were sitting around more nervous than happy or fun, and it was making the games, not good for us.
Yeah, nervous.
Stressing us out, so.
Yeah, and I'm happy that we did end up making a move because it seems like when the Steelers struggle, the first thing they want to do is attack Mike Tomlin. Like, oh, he's done. It's Tomlin. He's not doing what he needs to do. He's not da-da-da-da. I think Mike Tomlin has always been the same, like you said. He's a very stand-up guy. He doesn't entertain the media as much. He is very much inside of his players. He's inside the facility. He's working. And, if we see a change based on how we play on Sunday against Cincinnati, then I think that, I mainly focus on the media, so I think the media should change their perspective when it comes to Mike Tomlin and his decisions. Of course, we hold on to people too long, but moving forward, if this does change something on how we're playing, then, I think we made the right decision. Maybe the Steelers can realize, like, when it's time to move on, it's time to move on. And also, like you said, it's boring football. I think all these teams with these young quarterbacks, like the Texans, we see the Jaguars, You
even see the Colts before he got hurt.
Yeah, so like you see these guys with these young quarterbacks, and I don't know, it just looks exciting. You see these guys airing it out, not going side to side, not run, pass. And I think Pittsburgh, we were still behind on like modernized football. We even see Lamar Jackson run all over the place. Now, I'm not saying Kenny Pickett is going to be running all over the place, but even in college, he ran a little bit. So, like, I think with this new offense that we should look more like a modern football team.
But I just want to say one thing too about Steelers and Tomlin. It's hard to have a winning season in this league as a head coach. It's hard to have a winning season, let alone never have a losing season.
Yeah, I mean, he always makes it work.
Never had a losing season. That's hard to do.
Yes, but like I tell you all the time, Steelers, we're used to winning even just Pittsburgh, we're used to winning championships. We're not just used to not having no losing seasons. Oh, this is our coach.
Yeah, right.
Like, no. We're okay, we don't have a losing season. Let's do something after that. Thank you all for watching She's Got the Lead, and stay tuned for our next video.